Good morning and welcome to Mott's first Student Success Conference. I'm so happy to have you join us today. This is the first conference created by students for students. The purpose of today's conference is to celebrate the start of the fall semester, welcome you back to school, introduce you to the new Student Services team-based model, and provide you with information to help support and guide you, not only through this semester, but all of your semesters at the college. Without further ado, I want to introduce Mott's leader. For 7 years, she has courageously led Mott Community College. No matter the charge, she has stepped up and championed for the students, the employees, and the community. It is my privilege to introduce the president of Mott Community College, Dr. Beverly Walker Graffia.
Dr. Beverly, we're ready for you. And you're muted.
You're supposed to play the video.
Welcome back to Mott Community College. Some of us have not been on campus since March 2020, 17 months. Wow. I am so excited to see each one of you as you return on campus to learn, enjoy activities, watch sports, and of course, experience the awesome campus supports that we offer. I encourage you to make the most of this year and all the experiences and opportunities that are available to you both academically and socially, like using the library. I'm serious though. They have lots of resources to help you succeed. Whether you need a room for your study group or a privacy carousel to help you concentrate, it's not just books anymore, trust me. Or why don't you try out our writing lab and the math empowerment lab? There are people there just waiting in those areas to help you get an A. What about using the computer labs and the peer tutors that are available to help you understand those tough subjects? And they're going to push you to be the best that you can be. And don't forget, join a club. I'm going to say that again. Join a club or start your own if you don't see one that you want to join. Just drop by the first floor of the Prawl Center and join other students in student life. Now, personally, I love cheering on our many sports teams to national championships, including, get this, our nationally ranked esports team. Did you hear me? Esports. We have that at Mott Community College. Guess what? This is your year. Can you feel it? You are joining a movement, an awesome movement that's changing lives for a changing world. Now let's get this academic year started.
So good morning again. Can you feel it? Are you ready to get this academic year started? This is all about you today, teaming up for success. Success. I am counting on each one of you. When you enter Mott Community College's campus, you are going to be successful. Why? Because A, you've come to this session and you are ready to go. But B, we've got all the support services ready for you. Ready for you. So all you have to do now is to take what you learned today and have the courage to ask for help before you need it. You have those coaches, you have those advisors, you have your faculty, you have everybody rooting for you. So I'm counting on you. I'm looking forward to 4.0s, 3.0s, 2.5s, whatever it's going to take for you to complete your program. Have a wonderful year and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Dr. Beverly, thank you so much for spending the first part of our morning with us and for those encouraging words going out to students. We really appreciate your time. And yes, I'm excited for these students. They're going to knock it out of the park. And so have a beautiful semester, Dr. Walker Graffia, and I will see you on campus. So next I have the honor of introducing a good friend of mine who has taught me lots on my journey here. Vice President Jason Wilson. He's the Vice President of Student and Academic Success. And he is here today to talk to you a little bit about our team model. This is something new that he brought with him. It's his vision he brought to the college, and he has worked tirelessly to help stand up the team model. So I'm going to turn it over to Vice President Wilson. You get emails from him all of the time. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wilson and let him introduce the Team Up for Success model.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Madonna. Thank you, Dr. Beverly, and good morning to all. As Madonna said, my name is Jason Wilson. I'm the Vice President of Student Academic Success. She is right. You do get emails from me. Please continue to read those emails. I know a lot of you do because you email me back. I like that because I email you right back. You know that. So continue to look out for helpful messages from me. That communication, that line of communication that we have started between us is an example of what the new success team model is really about. It really is the idea, or it's based on research, that college students are much more likely to succeed in completing their certificates, degrees, and transferring if they have connected with someone along the way. That someone could be a faculty, that someone could be an advisor, that someone could be a coach, that someone could be another student. But research has shown that almost or approximately 50% of students who have completed degrees or transfer report that they had some individual that they were connected to that was prominent along the way. And we know that. We know that students that are involved in whether it's athletics, whether it's our student clubs, whether it's informally, they're connecting in classes where they're meeting each other for the first time, whether they're in our structured environments that are learning cohorts or communities, the honors college, any of these endeavors where students are put together, those students are much more likely to be successful than students that are just individuals and by themselves. So based on that premise, I had the thought to really amplify our success here at the college. Why wouldn't we try to team up the entire college, right? And why would we just stop at athletics or clubs or the honors college or some of these other intentional programs designed to team people up? Our TRIO students that are in the TRIO program. If these programs are proven ways to increase success, then we have an obligation at the college to try to create an environment where all of our students can team up, And so that is really the backdrop of why we've decided to go with this model. The college currently has 4 success teams. Each of those teams has a success coach, and each of those teams is equipped or deployed to those teams are staff from all parts of the college. So the idea is that we want our students to come into the college, and then we want to wrap around you a number of people who are there and available to help you get off to a good start and to keep you engaged and keep you successful. Last year and every year, we launch a survey called the Community College Survey of Student Engagement. And this is the survey that we give to freshmen, where they give us feedback about what their first year experience has been like. As you can imagine, last year's survey results were definitely influenced by the pandemic. One of the common things that, however, was not influenced by the pandemic, and that is consistent across the board, is our students telling us that they want and need more opportunities to engage with each other. So our students in the survey asks, is it important to you to engage and interact with other students? And overwhelmingly, year after year after year, at college after college after college, students continue to report the value that they get when they're put in opportunities to engage with each other. So that is really the premise of what we're trying to accomplish. Think about that today as you go through the sessions, as you listen to the information that's delivered to you. Think about, how can I leave today and make a plan to connect with my success coach or a peer mentor, which I am super thrilled about. The one thing, if you listen, those of us that have worked in this job for as long as we have for our careers know that despite our best efforts, I'm going to send you email after email after email. I'm going to try to get you all the information I can. Those of us that are veterans in this industry or in this field know that the first place that a student is going to go to ask a question is to another student. No doubt. And that's just because that's the easiest and best place to go. We recognize that. So if we recognize that, it's important for us to train and inform and build an army of peer mentors who can be those students that are go-tos for the entire college. Can you imagine, as you came into the institution, if we had a peer mentor ready for you at the time you filled out an application, and as soon as you applied, right away, a mentor replied back and said, hey, I'm Jennifer. Hey, I'm Harper. Hey, I'm Christian. I'm your team mentor. I picked those names out because you're going to meet them in a little bit. I'm your peer mentor, and I'm here to help you with everything you need until you complete your degree. Can you imagine how that would have felt for you? That's where we're trying to go. That's where we need everyone to do that. Everyone has a stake in that claim. We have the ability to amplify success at this college in a way that we never have. And I'm really excited about this opportunity. Again, I want to thank Dr. Madonna, Carpenter Jackson. I want to thank all of the success coaches. They're phenomenal people. And this is really, for me, my baby, if you will, in terms of really wanting this approach to change the course, excuse me, of our success trajectory with our students. So have a good day. Look for my emails. I'll be checking in because I'm a part of the team too. And have a good weekend. I want to do a quick plug if I can, Madonna. And you guys talk about it today. Make sure you talk about Fall Fest, Welcome Back Fest. You got an email from me about Welcome Back Fest. I expect to see all of you who can make it tomorrow at Brush Park downtown from 6 to 12. That's our Welcome Back Fall Fest. We have so much going on down there. So please, please, please come and hang out with us for a little bit. It'll be great to see everybody. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you guys obviously throughout the rest of the semester. Have a great day.
Jason, thank you so much for taking some time to be with us today and explaining the team concept for our students. It's super exciting, and I'm so happy to have you explain it. And working from home, sometimes this happens. So I'm going to quickly transition, and I'm going to quickly transition and introduce Dinah Scheller from the Family Life Center. Dinah, would you go ahead, please?
Thank you, Madonna. I have a quick little slideshow that I would like to show you guys to let you know what's happening at the Lenore County Family Life Center. I'm very excited to share this with you, and I'm excited that we're here and we're on campus, and maybe some of you have come over and visited us. And if you haven't, I would encourage you to come over because we have a lot of resources, supports, connections, and just anything to assist you while you're here on your journey at Mott. So we're going to go to the next slide. The center is actually open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And we are located right on the corner of Court and Gorman, which is across from the event center, which is attached to the library. So if you are driving, you can pull around to the back and pull in and park in the back and come in and see us. Or if you're walking, you can just walk across to the front and come in and see us. Our phone number is 810-232-4962. So if you have any questions, you can call and we can assist you with any of the questions you may have. We're gonna go to the next slide. So I just wanted to talk about, we actually did a survey too, and Jason Wilson was talking about how they did a survey of student satisfaction, but we talked about financial wellness and basic needs for students. And this survey that we did last fall was showing that 49% of our students are housing insecure that responded to this survey. And then that 58% of them were worried about their finances. And then 50% that responded said they would run out of money at least 3 times in the next month. So one of the things that we do at the center is we try to meet those gaps that may occur or may happen while you're in college, because life happens. You know, maybe your car breaks down, or you need help with funding, getting supplies, or just, you know, need a little food to make it through the month. So we're here to help with all those, and wanted to share that with you. Go to the next slide. And then the student resilience and the student life cycle. So this is responding from students who responded in the fall of last year, but 78% of the students who responded said they work 20 hours a week. So if you're working 20 hours a week and you're trying to go to school, I'm sure there's a lot of things that people are juggling. So we try to make it easier to connect you to anything you may need. 70% of the respondents worried about having enough money to pay for school. 62 said they would use financial support services if they were offered, and they are offered through the Family Life Center, through the Financial Aid Center, through the Financial Opportunity Center. And then 50% of the students are concerned about paying for monthly expenses. So if you fall into any of these areas, the Family Life Center is a great place to come, because we can connect you not only to resources that we here have at the center, but resources that we have within the Genesee County and then within the state of Michigan. I'll go to the next slide. So this is my did you know slides, which you may be seeing around because we've been sharing them with faculty and staff to share with students. But I wanted to let you know that we do have 2 wonderful staff members here on campus that are here to help and support anybody with any kind of issues they may have, and wellness issues, mental health issues, and also just if they need connecting to resources. One is Tina Hill, and the other one is Rashonda Womack. And they are both here on campus part-time. They work with students either face-to-face or virtually. And they are here to help you at any time that you may need help. So you're welcome to come over. You can come over and make an appointment with them. You can email them directly, or you can call our main number and we'll get you in contact with them. I'm going to go to the next slide, please. We also have a bunch of hybrid support groups that will be beginning in October of 2021. And what we mean by hybrid is that you can either join virtually or you can join face-to-face. And so those groups will all be starting in October 2021, and we'll be sending out advertising, and I'm sure Jason will be sending an email with this information, and the success coaches will have this information also. And if there is a group in here that you feel fits you, or that maybe you would like to be a part of, like Dr. Beverly said, get connected with other areas on campus, because we know that when you're connected, when you know other people, that it's easier to navigate what's happening on campus. So one of them is our Alateen group, which I know it says teen, but it's really designed for 18 to 24-year-olds. The other one is Celebrating Mom Life. So new moms, anybody who's a new mom, we wanted to provide a group where we could people could get together and talk about being a new mom, going to school, working, all of those things that happen for everyone. And Alateen is anybody who is living with someone who is using substances or alcohol, and that's just a support group for people to talk and get together. We can go to the next slide. We also have a hybrid grief and loss group that's going to be run by Rashonda Womack, and that is a lot of us have experienced a lot of loss and a lot of things that have happened during the pandemic. So we want to provide a safe space for people to just come and talk and share. We also have another awesome opportunity, and it's being done by Sean Hart, who actually does a lot of great work within Genesee County. He's doing a men's group, and it's called Edge. And it's a group where he provides you with just success tools and time management tools and organizational tools, but it's designed specifically for men. So that group will be starting in October too. And then the next slide. We have our Gender and Sexuality Alliance group, and that one actually is all set up to get started, and that is being run by a former Mott student who actually started the group while she was here at Mott, and then it kind of disbanded, and now it's coming. She actually works out in the field. She's a social worker, and so she is providing a safe place for students to meet, support each other, and talk about queer issues, and that will be a hybrid also. And then we have a Parenting the Mott Way with another great community partner, Sharice Stapleton, and she actually does a lot of work with parents and parenting in trauma, parenting during grief, parenting during uncertain times, and she's also providing that hybrid group for our Mott community. So we'll go to the next slide. We have another group that is run by a former Mott student, and his name is Percy Glover, and it's called Nations Outside. It's Project Evolve, and it's for anybody who has been involved with the court system or been involved with the jail system. Family members have been in jail or incarcerated, and this is for people who maybe have been incarcerated or returning citizens, and that group is being run by him. And Percy is a great activist who's been involved in Genesee County for a really long time, and his story is on the flyer if you get a chance to see it. But he actually was incarcerated for 20 years, and then he came to Mott. He landed right at Mott. He got his associates, got his bachelor's, has his master's, and now he works with Sheriff Swanson and works in the Genesee County Jail. And he's a great advocate for people to help them, and he provides the same type of safe support group area just to build up skills and talk and share. So that's another group that's going to be offered in October, a hybrid. And the last one that we have is called Fostering Student Achievement. And that's for anybody who has been in the foster care system. We have former foster students who are attending Mott who've helped build up this group. And we meet on a monthly basis. We have community partners that meet with us. We have financial aid that meet with us. And we cover different areas of life domains like financial issues, connecting to where do you connect to people? And we just want to provide a safe space also to just talk about different areas of need, or just, share successes. And that's going to be a hybrid group also. So any of those, if you're interested, just call the Family Life Center and we will get you connected to those with that information. I'm going to the next slide. So we do have some new programs at the Family Life Center. One of them is called Delivering Ma Eats, and this is a great program. We started it this summer. If you are a student at Mott and you live in the city of Flint and you have any children in your home from 0 to 19, we will deliver a healthy food box with healthy recipes and all the supplies to make it, kind of like our version of HelloFresh. And that will be delivered to your doorstep every 2 weeks. And it's a great program. We've delivered crock pots, we've delivered cooking utensils, we've delivered all the spices, all the recipes, and we've had some great recipes. And so if you're interested in doing that, we have an application that all you have to do is go on and apply, and then we put you on the list. And this program is lasting for a year, and you'll stay on the program for the entire school year unless you want to be off, but all you have to do is sign up once. So if you know of people who live in Flint and they are a student at Mott and they have somebody 0 to 19 living in their home, please encourage them to sign up, because we would like to be able to provide them with this wonderful opportunity. Next slide, please. We also want you to know about, there are some great resources within the state of Michigan, within the federal government, and within Genesee County that are out there for people who maybe don't know about it. One of them is there's the emergency broadband benefit, which is available to anybody who's eligible. And there's different eligibility requirements, and there's a link you can go and sign up, but it'll provide people with low cost internet and also a computer and any other areas that they may need help with within that broadband computing area. And we can help you navigate that here, because we are trained navigators, and we will be able to sit down with you. We have Chromebooks here you can use at the Family Life Center, and we have resources that you can use at the Family Life Center that we're here to help walk with you through applying for some of these resources. And this is a great resource because you can get like really low cost internet. And so if you're paying more than you want to be paying for the internet, you should be looking at this benefit. And then the next one, we also have help here on campus for if you need a Chromebook to use for your classes, or if you need help getting internet access, and say you have applied for the broadband, but it's still too much for you to afford. We do have an actual program where we will be able to assist in financially to help you pay for the internet while you're a student at Mott. So that's another area we have our link on here, but you can call the center and we can email that to you, and we would greatly encourage you to apply for these resources. We go to the next slide. Also too, if you are currently living in Genesee County, well, actually in the state of Michigan, and you are behind on your rent, or you are moving into a new place and you can't afford your rent and you need help with your rent, there is the COVID Emergency Rental Assistance Program that will not only help you pay with past due rent, but ahead of rent, 5 months ahead for rent also, and will also pay utilities and other areas. We can help you sign up for that program, and that is through the Michigan Department of Health, and we want to be able to help you with that also. So that's another program. If you call us, we will get you signed up for that and let you know that that money is out there and it's here to assist people and keep them in their homes. The next slide, please. Another one is the SNAP benefits eligibility has changed within the last 6 months in the state of Michigan, that if you are enrolled or attending a CTE program at Mott, which is pretty much all of our a lot of our programs that are offered here with our associates to qualify for those Perkins-based programs, or if you have a 0 EFC, that means that expected family contribution on your FAFSA, or you're eligible for work study, but you don't even have to be using it, but you're eligible, you could possibly qualify for up to $234 per month of food assistance for your monthly food purchases. And we can help you apply for that on MyBridges, because we're all on MyBridges navigators. And for families, it's about $700 a month. So it's also too, they've broadened that where you can order your food online through Amazon, Aldi's, and Walmart. So you don't even actually go and shop, but you can order it online. And then I know that they were looking at also being able to use your benefits to order from certain local restaurants, pre-made food, which hadn't done it before, but that was a new thing that came out about in, like, I think August. So please come see us because we can actually get you that information and help you get signed up with that. Go to the next slide. Oh, that was the technology help. I just already did that one. I repeated that one. So next one. So this is another new program that has been out there, and I don't know if everybody knows about it, but it's the child tax credit. And if you have a child and you didn't file your taxes, or your child lives with they go between two households, you can still file for the child tax credit if you want to. And the child tax credit is every month you would get a certain amount of money sent to you. So it would help you with your financial expenses or anything, especially going on. This is all because of having us all living through a pandemic. And so this is another area that we can help you register for, find out if you're qualified about it. And also you're eligible for the payments that have already been made if you haven't signed up. And they started happening in July, and that was a once a month payment. I think it's around $300 to $600, depending on what you qualify for. But that's money that would come directly to you that you can use to pay and help and support your families. So if people aren't aware of that, we would like to help you with that. And the next slide. And there's also help for housing within Genesee County. For the longest time, we had a waiting list for they're called housing choice vouchers. And what they are is you get a voucher to go help pay for your rent for housing. And they were basically, we had a waiting list that went back to 2004. Well, now the waiting list has been spent down, people have been notified, and now there are housing choice vouchers that are available, and we want people to sign up for those programs and get that information, and we can help you sign up with the Flint Housing Commission. We can get that information to the people that that are aware of it, and help you get connected to the agency so you can get housing if you need help for housing. And then there's other areas that we can get you connected with too. Next slide. We also have some upcoming events. We're going to have a pop-up shop for Ellen's Closet and Ma Eats. And so what's going to happen is we are going to have our Ellen's Closet, which is a clothing closet. We get wonderfully, beautifully donated clothing items. We actually get professional clothing items that you can use if you're going to a job or an internship, or if you have an interview. We have casual clothing, we have scrubs, we have children's clothing. And so if you are in need of any kind of clothing, you can watch for when those are happening, but we're also going to have healthy food boxes that'll be available to pick up during that time, because some people maybe can't get to campus to come and use the pantry, but maybe you can drive out once a week to come get a healthy food box that'll be filled with all kinds of goodies that you can take home. And then you can also shop Ellen's Closet. So that is going to be beginning at the end of September, and we'll be putting advertising out about that, but you can also call the center to get more information. The next slide, please. We are also going to be doing things called Lunch and Learns. We are going to have boxed meals that you can take with you and eat, obviously in safer spaces, but we wanted to be able to have boxed lunches for you to come and then participate with our community partners that are here to provide support services. These will be RSVP programs that will be limited in the numbers so we could keep everybody safe. But we have early on a GISD that's coming out. If you have a child 0 to 5 in your home that maybe needs some intervention, or you have some questions about things, they are here to help. It's a great program. Another program that's new to us, and it's through the Greater Flint Health Coalition, is the CASES program, and that's Community Approaches to Strengthening Economic Supports. And they have a couponing for families program. They have a broke college students program. And so they're trying to connect people with all those financial resources. And also they help with the child tax credit. We will be having some CRIM mindfulness and yoga programs. We have the Flip Public Library that's coming out and doing a 5-part service, 5-part program on early literacy and how movement, dance, singing, art, all of those things impact literacy for children. And we also have the Financial Opportunity Center, which works with us for workforce development. And they have a plethora of programs to help people with any financial issues they may having, or how do I manage my money for success while I'm a college student? How do I get my credit fixed? How can I get my taxes done? All of those things. So we're going to be adding new partners to this as we continue to grow and do other projects with community partners, but these will all be held on campus at the Family Life Center, and we look for those, and we're hoping that you will participate. So next slide, please. So these are a couple things that are coming up that are happening here on our campus. One is the Clean Slate. We're having an expungement fair next weekend, next Saturday, September 25th. So if you know of anybody, if you are where you have something on your record that you would like to get expunged, actually you can go on the website, and I can send you that information and you can register. We are going to have volunteer attorneys there. We're going to be having food, we're going to have music, we're going to have wraparound resources from the community there. But we would like to invite you to come out to participate in this expungement fair, see if there's something we can help you with getting something expunged from your record, and then giving you that support. So Mott is the very first one of this Clean Slate week. It's a week of action. You can see that we're in there, but they're going to be happening all over the state of Michigan. So if you can't come on the 25th, we have the other dates here. The other event that we're having on campus at the event center outside on the 25th, the expungement fair is at the Ballinger Fieldhouse. The other one is with the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's called Illuminate, and it's basically bringing awareness to the fact that, a lot of us have, are working with mental health and mental wellness issues, and they have a guest speaker who is going to be coming. We have a walk that's going to be happening, but that's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on September 25th. There'll be a lot of resources and information, and it's free to the public. So we want you to just come and enjoy and get as much information as you can. The National Alliance for Mental Illness has a lot of great peer groups. They have family-to-family groups. They have peer-to-peer groups. So if you are living with someone who's being impacted by a mental illness, or you yourself are being impacted by a mental illness, there's a lot of wonderful support groups that are coming through the National Alliance of Mental Illness in Genesee County. And we just want to make sure that everybody knows that they're here. We're here to support you and help you. The next slide, please. So we also have partnered with the Michigan Department of Human Services and a couple other agencies to do car seat safety checks at the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center once a month. And we also, if you are eligible, you can apply for, we have free car seats to give to people who may not have the right size car seat or the newest car seat. And we want to make sure that everyone's children are driving around in a safe car seat that's buckled in correctly. And these people are all trained and have gone through weeks of training to know how to put a car seat in the right way. And I remember when I was trying to put my children's car seat in, that was very frustrating. So you can make an appointment. We're doing it tomorrow from 10 to 1. That's because that's the once a month that we do, but we'll be doing it once a month through the entire year. And then we'll also be helping students getting car seats for their children. And this is the broke college student that was actually yesterday on Zoom, but they're going to be doing some new ones, and I wanted to share that with you. But how to get some credit tips, how to manage your money, how to budget, how to get any financial resources. That we will actually be bringing to the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center. So that's another option for you too. Go to the next slide. So here are some helpful links that you can check out our page on the Mott Community College webpage. If you just type in Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center, it'll take you to the home page. So we would love for you to come to the center because we have the Mott Eats Food Pantry that you could come and shop at once a week. We have grab and go items. We have items you could take home and cook. We are going to have the GISD nutritionists come out and do some show how to make some meals with the items we have, and we'll be giving away some crock pots and some other types of items for students to use at their homes. And then we also have Ellen's Closet, and then we have Chromebooks for you to use. We have spaces for you to study. And we are just here to help, and we want you to know that we're here to assist and here to help in any way that we can. And if you have any questions, you can reach me at the center at 810-232-4962. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. I'll turn it back over to Madonna.
Dinah, thank you so much. Who knew that we had so many resources available for students and the community here at Mott? It's so exciting. So thank you for spending some time today and sharing those with our students and our community. And again, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Dinah Schaller at the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center, and she will make sure you get connected to resources. So we're running just a few minutes ahead of schedule, and I'm getting ready to bring in our next speaker. And I just wanted to talk for a moment about the success coaches. So you heard Mr. Vice President Wilson talk about success coaches, and they will not be making an appearance in today's meeting. But if you didn't know, this is part one of a two-part conference. The second part of this conference is going to be held next Thursday from 5:30 to 8:30 in the evening. And this will be where we will allow you to come in and have a conversation with us. We are going to, if you've ever watched The Kitchen on Food Network, it'll be very similar to that. We're going to use some of the ingredients from the programs that are available through the Family Life Center. There'll be a cooking demonstration. We're going to sit around and teach you about some of the more casual things at Mott. Hopefully bring in the people who do the broke college student session, and so they can help you guys learn how to do some credit and take care of your checking and give you some great tips. So again, you'll use the same, you'll get a new live stream link to watch the one on Thursday. So a new live stream link will come out. If you've registered for this, you don't have to register again. If you have friends that want to join, please have them share. When you get the new link, share the link with them. So now I'm going to turn it over. Financial aid can be really confusing if you're a brand new student. Even if you're a returning student, sometimes it can be confusing. So I've asked one of our directors from the financial aid office, Ms. Andrea Watkins, to speak to us today and maybe give you some insight as to the financial aid process. So I will turn it over now to Andrea.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to have you all here on this Friday morning. Madonna, will you be playing it?
Brian's starting it now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So as Ms. Madonna said, I'm Andrea Watkins, and I'm in the financial aid department. And we have we have a director and we have another assistant director, Rich, and then we have Melissa. And then we're made up of intake staff that you usually, if you've contacted the financial aid office, you've seen them on the front end where they've answered the phone, or they've come, or they've been at the counter in the financial aid department. And then we have processors, the people who actually process your financial aid for you to actually be able to pay for your schooling. So right now we are still working more like in a hybrid method, where we have a few staff that come to the campus, and you can call our number to either get a question answered. If they're not able to answer it, then they can schedule you a face-to-face appointment in the financial aid department. And that number is 810-762-0144. And they can either assist you with whatever your question is, or they can schedule you for an appointment. And we also have walk-in times where you can walk in between 11 and 1 after you check in at the front counter upstairs. And then you can always reach financial aid through a Mojo ticket or our email address, www.financialaid@mcc.edu. So you can always reach us that way too. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of go over some financial aid information. That way, if you are hearing it, you have a better understanding of what to expect, or just additional information for you to know if it comes up for you. Okay, we can start the presentation now. I can't see it.
Andrea, if you click on the Ed Media video window, you will see the presentation.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so the first thing is that you apply for financial aid. How do you apply for financial aid? So you complete the free application for federal student aid, which is called the FAFSA. And the FAFSA becomes available every October 1st. So right now you all have completed the 21-22 FAFSA for the current school year that we're in. And then on October 1st, the FAFSA for next academic year will be available. And that one is the 2022-23 FAFSA. And I do recommend going and get it knocked out in October, November. That way it's already done. Your financial aid can get processed earlier. That way, by the time you leave after winter semester, your financial aid is already done for the upcoming fall. So I do recommend definitely, as soon as it become available, getting that new FAFSA done. When you are doing the FAFSA for the 22-23, it will use the 2020 income. So that one will use your 2020 income. And of course, you want to make sure you have your FSA ID so you can sign it. And if you're a dependent student, so that your parent is able to sign it. And when you fill out the FAFSA, what a lot of people don't understand is that the FAFSA determines your financial aid eligibility. So you still have to have a FAFSA, even if you're just a loan eligible. Loans are still part of financial aid. Okay, you can go to the next one. So some of the programs that fall up under the federal financial aid programs after you complete the FAFSA application is the first one that we all really know, and that is the Pell Grant. And the Pell Grant is a needs-based program. It is a grant, so you don't have to pay it back. And the payment can usually range anywhere from about $400 to $6,195 for the year. So the way the Pell Grant pays out is this based on your enrollment. So even though you may see, oh, I have an eligibility of $6,000 for the year, but I only got $700 of Pell. The reason for that is because Pell Grant pays based on how many hours you're enrolled. So even though you might be eligible for $6,000, it's only going to pay you for half-time Pell when you're in 6 to 8 hours. And the payment, and then there's a 3/4 payment when you're in 9 to 11 hours. And then there's a full-time payment when you're 12 hours or more. So the Pell Grant is broken up based on how many hours you are actually enrolled is what it will pay. There's sometimes a small grant you may get called the Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, and it's known as the SEOG grant. And as you see, this one too is a need-based grant. You don't have to pay it back. The difference with the SEOG grant is it's an allotment that we get from the Department of Education. So once we award it out, we've awarded it all out, and we don't have any more available for that academic year. There's also a federal work study program, and some of you may have seen that on your award letter. And the federal work study program is where you can earn money while you're actually in school by either working in offices at the school or sometime working at off-campus work opportunities. And the funds are paid directly to you bi-weekly. And so if you see it on your award letter, it is funds that you have to work. If you don't work, you don't get those funds. You have to actually earn those, and it's not required to have to be paid back on your education. The checks are paid directly to you. If you have a payment plan, that's something, that you can set up, but those funds are paid directly to the student. Next slide. So here's some additional new programs that's come out this year. And two of them, one is called the Reconnect program. And some of you may have the Reconnect program. So the Reconnect program is a free tuition program based on our in-district community charges. And if you haven't already earned like your associate degree and you're 25 years or older for this program. The difference with the Reconnect program and some of the other programs is it's considered a last dollar program. So what that means is that if you have other funds other than the loans, normally those funds will get applied to your account first, and then the Reconnect will pay any difference that those programs didn't pick up for you. So if you're a person that got all student loans and you don't want the student loans, you don't have to take them to reconnect with pay, for your whole tuition and any mandatory fees. If you had other things like the Pell Grant, then they're going to be applied to your account first, and then that Reconnect award will be applied to your account. With the Reconnect, it does not cover book charges or other fees that are charged directly by the course that you're in. It will only pay the in-district tuition costs and any mandatory fees that goes across the board to all students. But if a class have separate charges for it, then those are charges that the Reconnect would not cover, and you would either need to pay out of pocket for them, or hopefully if you had enough Pell Grant that helped cover that difference. The other program is called the Future for Frontliners, and it's very similar to working just like the Reconnect, where it does pay for in-district tuition and your mandatory fees, and it's applied as well as the last dollar, like what I explained with the Reconnect. The difference with this one is this one was awarded to frontline employees. Now, if you were awarded this program, you have to be and completed at least 12 credit hours by the end of this fall semester, or at least first time used it, because if it's not used by, I think, December 30th, then you would lose the eligibility for it. The one thing is that if you are over to 25 and you lose the Future for Frontliners, you can always apply for that Reconnect program. With these programs, you are required to only be in one program of study, enrolled in a minimum of 6 credit hours, and always have a FAFSA on file. So you will need a FAFSA on file even if you're just doing these programs. Next slide. There are also loans. There are 2 loans that students are usually awarded, and that is the subsidized and the unsubsidized Stafford loan. There's also a PLUS loan, but this is a loan program that a parent can borrow on the student's behalf when they need additional funding and may not have enough loan eligibility on their own. With the subsidized and unsubsidized Stafford loans, they do not require a cosigner. This is loan funds that you will be paying back. You begin paying back on your loan program 6 months after you are no longer in your program. So what happens is that once you are no longer in school, the lender will send you something that kind of letting you know when your payment should start within the next 6 months. If that 6 months come and you're not able to pay, or you're not able to pay the amount that's due each month, then I do recommend you contact those lenders, because they have a lot of programs that's available to students, whether it's just deferring your payments and you don't have to make payments for a little while, or if it's lessening your payment that's owed out. So always stay in contact with your lender, because there are programs that they have to really be able to assist students. Because if you don't pay those loans and those loans go into default, at that point, you can no longer receive any financial aid eligibility until it's resolved. And of course, it can affect your credit ratings, and tax refunds can also be confiscated. So you always, if you borrow student loans, you always want to stay on top managing those loans, how much you're borrowing when you're in school, when it's time for those loans to begin repayment once you're no longer in school. Next slide. Disbursements. So what disbursements is disbursements is when the funds are actually credited to your account. And as I mentioned before, with the Pell Grant, it is based accordingly on how many hours you are enrolled in. If you have the subsidized and unsubsidized loans, those also will disperse to your account 30 days after you are no longer in school. I mean, after the first month of school. So the loan funds will begin dispersing after 30 days when you're in school. And then the federal work study, as I mentioned before, those earnings are paid directly to you, the student. So these are what disbursements, this is when funds get applied to your account. Refunds. So this is when there's money left after dispersing. So after funds have dispersed to your account, if there's funds that is left over, then that is a refund that will be issued to you, the student. So how do you know when you have a refund? Is that when you go into your My Backpack and you click on the Student Finance tab, you will see your charges, financial aid or payments made, and then you'll see something that says balance. If you see a negative sign in front of that balance, then that's available funds that will be issued to you, the student, or that you could have used for books. And usually refunds begin being dispersed about 4 to 5 weeks after the semester begins. And you would go into the cashier's website under Bear Direct. And at that point is where you can set up how you want to receive your funds, whether you want it to be directly to your account or if you'll just be receiving a paper check. And you can log into Backpack to set all of that up. So let's say you finish this semester. So when you receive financial aid and when you don't receive financial aid, because it's the possibility that you might, is that the financial aid department monitors your satisfactory academic progress. And this is important because a lot of students don't always know that this is being monitored and they feel this is money that they have. How can you take it away? Or, you know, I just got started college. I wasn't for sure if I was ready. So what we have to do from the Department of Education regulations is we are required to monitor satisfactory academic program, your progress. And what we are monitoring is your GPA. So with the GPA, you're at least required to maintain a 2.0 or above. We look at completion rate, which is called PACE, and that's where you have to complete at each semester at least 67% of what you registered for. And then we also monitor your maximum time frame, how long it should take you to actually graduate and finish your program. And the Department of Education gives you up to 150% of completion for that program. So usually if a person program for their associate is like 60 something hours, then they can go up to about 97 hours, not about 93 hours in the maximum time frame. And what that is because the Department of Education recognizes that life happens. You might want a better grade in a class. You might have ended up having to drop a class and retaking that class. So they understand situations. So that's why they allow you the additional time to actually be able to successfully complete your program. Now, what happens with satisfactory progress is first, if you wasn't meeting the 2.0 or you only completed 50% of your classes after the first semester, what will happen is you will get an email from financial aid telling you you're on warning, and it will list these reasonings why you're on warning. And at that point, when you go on warning, you are still eligible for financial aid for that next semester. But it is letting you know that you want to make sure that you have a 2.0 or above and that you complete everything that you register for, or at least that's 67%. If after that warning semester, you still was not able to be as successful, then your financial aid will go into financial aid suspension, and that will determine that you won't be eligible for your financial aid. But because the Department of Education do recognize life happens, they allow a student to appeal this decision. And at that point, what you do is that you will go into a special database for financial aid. You will write a statement on what affected you that semester that you wasn't able to be successful. And then you're able to provide any third-party documentation to us to support your statement, and you would just submit that. And usually within 5 to 10 days, you usually will get a decision on if you approve. And if you approve, then you will get approved and you will be eligible to get your financial aid. If it's denied, then you won't still be eligible to use that financial aid for that next semester. So you want to make sure that you monitor your satisfactory. The next thing that you may hear from financial aid is there's a term called verification, and sometimes there are special circumstances. So if you're selected for verification, that was a random selection from the Department of Education. And when that happens, what it means is that financial aid have to verify everything that you listed when you completed that FAFSA application. And we can't award your financial aid until your verification is completed. So sometimes the verification could be your household income. Sometimes they might require us to get your high school completion, whether it's a copy of your diploma or a transcript. Sometimes we're required to verify your identity, where you have to give us a copy of your government issued ID. But when you see these are random selections from the Department of Education that we are required to complete in order to be able to award your financial aid. And when you're filling out the FAFSA, one of the things that we definitely recommend is that if you did file a tax return, the simplest way is to link your taxes right to the FAFSA when you're on the FAFSA, because when you link it, it's directly
I don't
from
even know what the
IRS.
hell happened.
And we don't, and if you're selected for verification, we don't have to collect that because the IRS have already verified that for you. So we always recommend you linking your tax return to the FAFSA. There's also something with financial aid called special circumstances. And we understand sometimes that there are situations that happen, especially now. With the financial aid, when you start your 22-23, as I mentioned, you will be using your 2020 income. But let's just say right now in 2021, you've lost your job, or there's been a significant drop in your income due to the pandemic or any situation. Well, based on that information, you can do a special circumstances appeal with the financial aid department and appeal your income that was listed on that FAFSA so that we could override your 2020 income with your 2021 income. That would help maybe give you additional eligibility based on your special circumstance. So there is something called special circumstance when you have a situation and you might not have qualified or been eligible for much Pell Grant or any at all. If your parents, and we get this question a lot of times when students are filling out that FAFSA about if their parents are separated or divorced, basically when that happens, you use the parent that you reside with at least 51% or more. So you do not at that point have to use both parents. You would just use the one that you spend the majority of the time with. So when you have verification, or if you have the satisfactory academic progress that you have to appeal, or if you have the special circumstances that you want to submit to the financial aid department, you can't just provide documents over the counter any longer. We have a system where you go to and upload those documents for financial aid. And that way documents cannot be lost, and we can keep up with them a lot easier because they go through a workflow. So when you have to submit any documents to the financial aid department, here's the system that you go to upload them. And that is mcc.verifymyfafsa.com. And that's where you submit any request that the financial aid has requested from you. Some other helpful information is that there's a website called studentaid.gov. And if you go to that website, that's where you can get additional financial aid information about the financial aid federal programs. You can also now start to see your loan debt usage and your grant usage when you go to that site. So that's a very good site for you to have access to and log into. That way you always kind of know what's going on, because there are limits to the amount of loans you can get, and there are limits to the amount of Pell Grant you can get. So by going on this website, you can always keep up with how much your usage have been. You want to make sure you've accessed your My Backpack, because that has all of your information. Whenever you want to know what's going on with your financial aid, you're going to the financial aid site in Backpack. You can request loans there. You can see your awards there. You can see when we receive your FAFSA. You can see if we need other documentation from you. So you definitely want to get familiar with going around the Backpack. And under the student finance in there, you can always see what your charges were, how much financial aid was applied. Do you owe a bill? Do you not owe a bill? So you always want to access your My Backpack for your information. And you can always check our websites, your employers, churches, website searches for different scholarships. And one of the things that I want to make sure all students know is you want to always open all your emails that you get from us, from the financial aid department, because usually we're notifying you about something, whether it's something about some financial aid deadlines, whether it's the financial aid information about SAP, or we need documents from you. So you want to always make sure that you open those emails from us. And as most of you should know now, that we have the bookstore on campus, but you had to order all of your books online. And usually when you look in that backpack and you went on student finance and you saw that negative line there for your balance, that's funds that can be used for your books as well. So usually if you use your financial aid for books, it's because you have some type of credit on your account that was able to be used to help purchase your books. So the last thing I would definitely say is you always want to be familiar with that My Backpack. You want to look at that Campus Logic for whenever you have to do something. That is your way to be able to monitor your progress and to stay on top of everything that's always going on with yourself. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Andrea. That was such helpful information about financial aid. And who knew that I could apply so early for next year's aid? And I really think that it was helpful to know that they're going to use which tax year they're going to use and how they're going to proceed, and checking that email. That's important. I know that we get lots and lots of emails, and sometimes it can become overwhelming, but we want to make sure that our students know there are important emails that come through your Mott email. So make sure you check on that. Thank you so much for spending time with us today, and enjoy the rest of your leadership group today.
Thank you for the invite.
Okay, so we're going to move on, and I'm super excited. All of these presenters are inspiring to me. However, the next two that are going to come on are going to talk to you about how to be active on campus. I'm super excited because they bring the party every time they come to a screen, and it makes me so happy because it will, financial aid's kind of heavy. It's a little heavy. And now we're going to talk about student life and athletics, the really fun stuff. So I'm going to pause and turn it over to Allie Dowdle. She is the student life coordinator, and she's going to tell you guys about all the fun things going on campus, and then she'll turn it over to athletics.
What's up, everyone? Madonna, thank you so much for the great introduction. Mad respect, my lady, mad respect. So again, everyone, my name is Allie Dowdle. I'm the student life coordinator here and the assistant volleyball coach at Mott. And like Madonna said, I like to party in a good way on campus. So I'm just going to be talking to you a little bit on why it's important to engage and what being engaged and joining a club can do for you all during your college career here. So in order for me to properly do this, I just got to give you kind of a quick background about myself and kind of what I did in college so I can help relate with you guys. So like a lot of you who are from this area, I was a Cardinal, Davison Cardinal graduate in 2012. And after I went down to Alabama and I played volleyball at Troy University. And I remember when it was my first semester, I was really just going to practice, going to workouts, and going to my classes during the day and sitting in study hall and wasn't really doing anything. I really only hung out with my teammates, and then on the weekends, we were traveling all the time. So although I was on a team, I was really lonely and I didn't know what to do on campus. Like I just wasn't involved, and I felt like there was just something missing, in my first semester. So after I came back after Christmas break, I remember being in class and this guy literally sitting next to me was like, Allie, what are you doing later today at 3:30? And I said, well, Ryan, I don't have anything until 5 o'clock. He was like, great. You want to come with me to the political science club meeting? And I'm like, Ryan, my guy, I don't know if that's my thing. Like, I don't really know anyone in these classes. He's like, Allie, just come on. Let's go. You'll have a good time, I promise. So I'm like, all right. So I went with them, and literally it changed my college career for the better. Ever since then, I joined 3 more clubs and I became on the student athlete advisory council, and my scope changed forever about being engaged. I made way more friends outside of my volleyball team. I got out of my comfort zone, and I was able to critique and narrow in on my soft skills. And not to mention, I just had way more fun. Like when you make your relationships bigger and your circle a lot wider, you just have way more fun because you know so many more people and you can engage in different capacities. So we all know that getting a degree is obviously important and that's what you're here for. But student life and being involved is really what college is about. So a lot of you are asking, what is student life? Well, student life is truly college beyond the classroom. I think students and professors can both agree that there's no possible way to learn everything in a classroom setting. And if you're like me, I didn't necessarily click in a classroom setting. I had to apply it outside of those typical classroom boundaries and walls. So we want to provide an opportunity for students to express their creativity, expand their social and professional network, and apply the things that you learn in the classroom to real life. So clubs at Mott, we have an assortment of clubs on campus that you can find on our mcc.edu website. So literally, if you want to browse through some of them while I'm talking, or you want to take this home and browse later, literally just go to mcc.edu, type in student life in the search bar, and literally click on the very first link that you see, and you'll be able to pick and view clubs and organizations. So some of our clubs include the Feminist League, National Society for Leadership and Success, Black Student Union, Phi Theta Kappa, Esports, and CESAR, Cultural Exploration Student Association. So I'm going to go through a little 12-item tangent here, but stay with me because each and every single one are important. So why should you guys join a club? Well, you really get to learn more about yourself. So joining a student organization presents many opportunities to learn more about yourself, your goals, your strengths, and your weaknesses. And you can learn from how other students handle certain situations and test your current knowledge. You can also find out what you're good at, whether that's multitasking or staying organized, generating ideas, or if you really want to, serving others. This self-awareness will be very beneficial in your future career and just gives you that extra confidence that sometimes you need about yourself. So number two is you gain and enhance your soft skills. And I think everyone like at Mott in the professional setting, if you talk to anyone, will literally tell you soft skills are so important in your career and even in your personal relationships. So soft skills allow us to effectively interact with others, like communication, attitude, and work ethic. So by participating in a student organization, it not only teaches you these skills, but it also helps you broaden and improve those that you already have. You'll learn the best way to communicate with both individuals and large groups, and you'll gain emotional intelligence as you develop new relationships. So, like some people in the real world, you're going to have hard conversations with your colleagues or your boss. And there's no better way to narrow in on those skills than joining a club. Let's say you're the president, your marketing director, they didn't get out the flyers in time. All right, you got to have a hard conversation with Sally and move forward to get those flyers out for your event. So working together to complete work and deadlines and learning to have tough conversations, those are really going to help. And by joining a club, you can do that. So number three, not only is number three my favorite number, but it's kind of my favorite item that you're going to learn by joining a club. And it's my favorite because I'm a coach, and this applies to all coaches. But you'll learn how to work on a team. And knowing to work well on a team is an essential skill for any career, whether you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a pediatrician, you want to work at a college. Being in a student organization teaches you how to do these things by putting you in the situations where you're required to take advice from others as well as give your own. So joining a student organization helps to build your network and can provide those valuable skills. Number four is networking opportunities, and this is so crucial in a college setting. So this really holds true when you join some of our professional affiliated clubs like the Student Occupational Therapy Association, our Student Physical Therapy Association, Respiratory Care, Student Nurses Association, and etc. Meeting new friends, making connections, and building relationships will all help down the line when you're looking for a job. Because you're all part of the same organization, you know the people you're meeting have at least a few of the same interests as you do. So their connections are going to be so valuable to you. And many of the organizations, like I mentioned above, are specifically professionally focused. And the advisors that run the specific organization have connections with local employers, not only in Flint, but in our state and in our nation. This is great for student leaders because it could essentially lead to an internship or job. So for example, I had a baby 2 years ago, and when I was in recovery at Genesis, I actually had two of our Mott nurses in the room with me, and I knew them, and it just made that experience so much better, and it made the experience for them even great too, because we knew each other, they're networking, they're in a professional setting. It was literally awesome to see that happen. So number four, you're gonna gain practical experience in a safe environment where it's okay to make mistakes. So by participating in a club or an organization based around your particular area of study will give you practical experience within whatever field of study it is. So, and what's great about student clubs is that while you learn to use these skills like project management, event planning, coordination, and fundraising, you get to test them out in a safe environment where, again, making mistakes is okay. Everyone is here to support you, so there's no fear of messing up or being wrong. Number 5, you're going to be able to apply everything you learned in that classroom. So like I said at the beginning, we can't learn everything in a classroom, and professors and students, people can attest to this. So being a part of an organization allows you to put those things that you've been learning in the class to test in real world situations. You'll get to learn what works, what doesn't, and you'll be able to take that knowledge back to the classroom, and then of course, along with your future career and in your real world settings. So number 6, you'll be able to engage with diverse groups of people. So chances are the organization you choose or maybe want to participate in will include a diverse group of people. You'll be faced with the same situation in the working world. Learning how different people respond and react to certain situations will be able to help you develop your skills in presenting and implementing ideas. Student organizations can also provide you with the opportunity to learn about different cultural backgrounds. So one of our clubs is SASA, our Cultural Exploration Student Association. That's run through our World Languages Coordinator, Jessica Esperanza. And the club provides events and opportunities for students to celebrate and learn about culture and diversity. The World Languages program here at Mott is already incredibly diverse, and it's great to see students interact across cultures to become more effective leaders. So if you're interested, reach out. SASA is a great club to join, okay? So number 7, you're able to gain intangible leadership skills. I feel like in college, leadership is always a word that's tossed around in classes. It's tossed around amongst your friends, and it's always going to be a question when you're interviewing for a job. So becoming a leader or an officer in an organization will help you guys develop leadership skills that will be invaluable in all areas of life. And you'll be presented with opportunities to improve in public speaking and gain confidence in yourself as an individual. And I feel like it's really hard to get leadership opportunities if you don't engage on campus too. So number 8, you'll get to break free from your studies. And I think we all need this right now. Like, let's be honest, especially in the COVID environment. So we all know that concentrating on schoolwork is obviously important while obtaining your degree, but giving your mind a break is necessary and extremely beneficial to you. So while you're taking part in club activities, you'll be able to socialize with like-minded individuals and actually learn as much as them from you and your schoolwork. So number 9, you'll expand your resume. And this is so crucial when you transition from college into the workplace. There's no arguing that organizations and activities look good on a resume. So showing employers that you participate in, or better yet, lead a student organization, they'll know you're hardworking and can handle multiple responsibilities. A lot of workplaces not only want to see that you get a good GPA, but they would love to see if you have a 3.2, you're the president of Phi Theta Kappa, and you're also an active member in 4 other organizations, and you volunteer your time on the weekends. That's way more valuable to them than someone who just goes to school and gets a good GPA, let's be honest. So if you're interested in this, we do have co-curricular transcripts at Mott. So every time you join a club, if you're interested in printing off that co-curricular transcript, just let me know. We can get it for you, and you'll be able to take that on to your next university or your next job interview with you, so you can prove the extracurricular things that you did at Mott. So number 11, you'll be able to give back to your community. And I think this is one of the most important ones. So many student organizations provide opportunities to give back to the community, whether through acts of service, sponsoring events, or hosting charity drives. Not only is this good for society, but it teaches all of us how future businesses and future employees can give back too. So one of the most rewarding things about being in a club is hosting fun events for the campus community. Like, let's be honest, like, who doesn't like to have fun on campus? So by giving them networking capabilities and a chance to have fun with their peers is something really rewarding. And last but not least, guys, you're gonna have fun, okay? Meeting new people, making new friends, and participating in activities will help you make the most of your college experience here at Mott. So you're probably wondering, how do I even start a club? Well, all you need is 2 to 4 members. So if you grab some kids in your class, you decide you want to start a squirrel watching club, great. You got enough people to be in your club. All you have to do next is create a constitution, which you can also find on our website. You literally click on our constitution template, download it, and fill it in with whatever you want your club to be about. The third thing is just find an advisor. That could be a staff, that could be a faculty member or professor, or it can be someone contracted at Mott. Literally any Mott employee, it doesn't matter. And if you need help, literally come holla at your girl and I got you guys. And the last but not least, you do have to create a logo, but we can assist you with that. We have our own internal marketing program, so we all work together to be able to create that logo so you can better brand yourselves. So I wouldn't be doing my job either if I didn't put some plugs in here. So if you guys are wondering about any student life updates or events, please make sure you guys check your portal weekly for news and events updates. So make sure when you check those, you're signed into your MCC for me, and you will filter by clicking student life. And it kind of runs every 2 weeks. So just make sure you kind of check it every week to see what's going on. You can look at those news and events. And if you have an idea for an event or just have an idea of maybe what you want to do on campus, literally send it over to me. We love great ideas and we want to work with you to make your college experience great. And if you want to volunteer, also reach out to me. We have a bunch of local organizations in the area that need constant volunteers. And what better way to gain some volunteer and community service hours than by having fun doing it? So again, I have some plugs for you guys. Next week, Tuesday, September 21st from 11 to 2 is our Departments on the Lawn. Make sure you show up, get some free stuff. We'll be having food, hot dogs, and turkey burgers with some light refreshments. Our big fall rally is the following Wednesday, September 29th, 11 to 2. So we'll be having a petting zoo, a magician, and many more games and activities for you to engage in. And don't forget, we always have open gyms on Mondays, 11 to 2, Tuesdays, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., and Thursdays, 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. in the Ballinger Fieldhouse. And don't forget, Tasty Tuesdays are every Tuesday outside of Curtis Mott, okay? So again, if you guys need anything, please reach out to me. I'm here to ensure that you're engaged, having fun, and successful. And if I can tell you one thing to make your college experience better, is to join a club, go to the events, and just have a great time with your friends. So I know I talked for a while and I stared into your soul through my camera screen. I would like to introduce the master of foosball, self-proclaimed ping pong champion, avid gardener, the man, the myth, the legend, our very own athletic and student life director, Al Perry, everyone. Woo!
Hey everybody, thanks Allie. That was impressive, and since Allie and I only had an hour to talk and she talked for an hour and 5 minutes, I'm going to try to keep it brief. I was just in my office and the fire alarm started going off, so I had to move to a different room, but I think I've regrouped and I'm ready to talk about the Squirrel Club. Allie's right. We do want a squirrel club, and we're nuts about squirrels at Mott Community College. That's a joke. So if I could just talk to you guys briefly about athletics. Athletics is an important part of your college life experience. Allie talked to you a lot about what college life can be for you and those brilliant 12 bullet points that she had. But athletics, I think, helps do a handful of things that help amplify what student life does. So one, and I think probably foremost, is it helps us build character, right? When we have an opportunity to compete, we have an opportunity to kind of figure out who we are, learn the processes and procedures to better ourselves on a daily basis, and figure out what sacrifice is all about. In that same vein, academic success comes from that. We have the ability to kind of focus on our academics and learn through our experiences in athletics. What Allie mentioned, but I'd like to just draw a formal point on, is we know that the more you're on campus and the more you're here, the more likely it is that you're going to be successful in your academic adventures. So come to campus often. Being engaged with athletics, whether as a fan or an actual student athlete, is going to help you do that. Third, it helps us engage in the community. We obviously have robust athletic programs, which I'm going to touch on here briefly on what we have. But our fans come out and support our athletic programs much more than most community colleges. And I think that speaks to the Flint community that we have. And then lastly, in athletics, we try to focus on championship level competition. So we try to develop teams that are not only fun to watch, but are beating other institutions. Because let's be honest, that's why we have athletics, to figure out which college is the best. It's also a joke, but kind of true. So next I want to talk a little bit about the sports that we have here at Mott. We have men's and women's cross country. We have volleyball, men's basketball, women's basketball, golf, softball, baseball. And our two newest sports are wrestling and esports. That's right, esports. So those of you that are esports aficionados, you're probably wondering which games we have. It actually changes quite frequently. The two competitive titles that we had last semester were Valorant and Super Smash Brothers. So I don't know much about either one of those things, but we compete in them and we do extremely well, which is exciting. I think real quick, I just want to touch on why you should come to some of these events and how you do so. So first of all, you could always join a team. Our teams are nationally ranked in the NJCAA. We're Division II, which means we provide scholarships, but there's plenty of programs that we have that we always allow more people to join the roster. So cross country, men's and women's cross country, we're always looking for more people to join. Wrestling, we're always looking for more people to join. Our other sports that have limited type rosters, if you jump on our website, go to athletics at the mcc.edu page, you'll find that we have contact recruit checklists. You'll send us a little bit of details about who you are and where you're from, and we'll get in touch with you and find out whether you're a perfect fit for our team that year. I think lastly, and I'm gonna draw to a close here very soon, is I want you to come out and I want you to be a fan. You can do that either on our social medias as a digital fan, if you will. That's becoming more and more popular these days. Twitter, we're at Bruin Club, and on Facebook, we also have a page there, Mott Community College Athletics. We live stream almost all of our games, so if you can't make it here in person, physically on campus, don't fret. You can always watch from the comfort of your own home. But we really encourage you to get here, check a game out. Right now, volleyball season is going on. We have an outstanding volleyball team. Allie is one of our assistant coaches who just spoke to you. So not only could you come and watch some outstanding volleyball, you could also get involved in some clubs all in one fell swoop. So I think at this point, I'm going to wrap up and allow you guys to continue to talk about the things that make students successful. And I kind of like the live stream fashion because there are no questions at this point. Normally I ask for questions, but there aren't any. So with that, thank you, and I'll see you at a game soon.
Wow, thank you, Allie and Al. I can't believe I heard esports twice. That's cool. I don't know many other schools that have that, so that's exciting. Really inclusive and brings a diverse group to campus. And Allie, talking about those soft skills, how amazing. Like, I didn't get that experience in college because I, unlike you, was a part-time evening student. So I didn't have a lot of opportunities to get on sports and learn soft skills. So I really didn't learn those until I entered the workforce, and that was overwhelming. I love how Allie talked about working on a team. I hear a lot of students complaining about, oh, we have a team assignment. I don't want to work on a team assignment. Think about how easy it would be to tackle the team assignment if you had already learned how to work on a team in a sport. And let me tell you, I can't wait for the magician and the petting zoo. Like, how crazy is that? Where else can you get a magician, a petting zoo, food? You can get it all at Mott. So I hope to see you at the large fall rally. It's going to be a great day. It's always a good day. So this conference has been about success, and you'll see our background say team up for success. You're going to meet the peer success advocates in a moment. But we also have another part. Peer success advocates are students, like Mr. Wilson mentioned earlier today. They are students who are reaching out to other students because they're right there for you when you need them. They're your teammates. If you're in athletics, they're your classmates. If you're in a classroom, they're right there to answer questions. We are highlighting the teams today. And I have with us a very special guest. We have success coaches. Every single student has been assigned a success coach based on your community, your zip code. So you're in a team with other people from your same zip code. And I have one of our coaches here today, and she is going to speak to you about what success coaching is, how you can get in touch with your success coach, and some benefits of accessing your success coach. And she's going to talk a little bit about the team. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Jessica Bixel. She is the success coach for Team 3.
Thank you so much, Madonna, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. One of the things that makes a successful student is one who takes advantage of their resources. So when opportunities are offered to you to learn and grow and practice, we encourage you to take advantage of that. So if you're here today, you're one step closer. As Madonna mentioned, my name is Jessica. I'm the success coach for Team 3. I'm also the STEM Scholars Program Coordinator here at Mott. I'm involved with the MCC Council, and I try to practice, what I preach. So when opportunities become available to me to get involved and to learn more, I try to take advantage of those. Success coaching is something new to Mott as of this last year, and it's really about providing students, every student, with the unique attention and resources that they need in order to succeed. So as success coaches, we understand that your experience, your involvement, your time commitment, all of that is different from the person, sitting next to you in class or in the Zoom window next to you in your meetings. And so success coaching and having a success coach and having a peer advocate is all about having people on your team to support you, encourage you, motivate you, help you learn, help you grow in the unique way that you need. So you should hear from your success coach every Monday. We send out flyers and emails with really important information about what's going on campus, what opportunities are available, reminders of important dates, links to connect you to other departments and other people on campus, things like the Family Life Center, which you heard Dinah talk about earlier this morning, tutoring, the library, all of the things that you need in that support system that we've been talking about. And the other way that you will likely hear from your success coach is through My Compass, which is one of the softwares that you have access to through MCC for Me. So when you log into MCC for Me to get into your email or to get into Backpack, you also have Canvas there, which is how you interact online with your classes, and then My Compass, which is the hub that gets you access to all of the people on your support team, including your success coach. So you may be getting kudos, you may be getting messages, you may be getting calendar invites all through Compass. And that's one of the best ways to get in touch with your coach or your success advocate. You can go and schedule a meeting, whether that's a Zoom meeting or a phone call, and hopefully, as we get further out of this pandemic, we'll be able to meet in person, have a coffee, have lunch, sit down in the library, whatever you might need. But if you have a question, if you have a concern, if you want to work on something in particular, like your time management skills or your resume, or you want to know if there are any opportunities for you to get involved on campus, like Allie mentioned earlier. Your success coach is always, the best way to get connected to other people on campus and get those questions answered. So respond to the Motivational Monday emails that you get every week. Answer the question of the week, or shoot your success coach a reply, or again, get into My Compass the same way that you get into your email or Canvas or Backpack. Raise your hand, schedule a meeting, and we're here to help. And that's our whole job. So every day, all of our time is committed to connecting with students, helping them, getting them connected to other resources, other departments, helping them along on their unique journey. So it's not a burden, it's not a bother. There's no question that's, too small or too stupid. Everybody needs help sometime, and that is what we're here for. So thanks for joining us. Again, it's great to see students taking advantage of their resources and getting engaged when they have the opportunity. So, good luck to all of you. And please do continue to join us for the breakout sessions and the second Success Conference Day, which is next week on Thursday.
Thank you, Jessica. So Jessica is also the STEM Scholar Program Coordinator, and this is how awesome she is. We're running a little bit ahead of schedule, so I sent her a quick chat and I said, are you able to talk about success coaching? And just like that, she jumped in and she was able to help out. And that's exactly what all of the coaches will do to support you on your journey. I know that a lot of students get frustrated and are nervous to ask questions. Please don't be nervous to ask questions. All of us have been college students before, and it's not easy, especially if you're a first-generation college student. You don't have the support, or people don't understand what you're going through. I was a first-generation college student, and I had to learn on my own. I had my sister by my side to do it with me, but it was a difficult journey. So I have dedicated my life in student services to helping others who struggle with the process so that they can meet their educational goals. So that is a little bit about why I do the work that I do. And I feel that it is one of the most important jobs at the college is to help students, because if we don't have students, we don't have a college. So I am the lead student success coach. I direct the work of the success coaches and the peer success advocates. Like I said, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but I want to let you know that we can take questions. If you put them in the live stream, you can chat in the live stream. You should be able to put a question in there. Jessica's going to watch those. We have had students who have asked questions coming up to this event, and so I have some of those. And I'm going to take the opportunity to bring in our peer success advocates, and they're going to answer some questions. Now, peer success advocates are students on campus, and this is their first time doing this. And so we're going to be super understanding and patient as we walk through some of the questions that we have received. For the success advocates, just so you know, I have the questions and I will ask them. You will unmute yourself when I ask you your question, and then mute yourself again when you're finished. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some of these questions. I'm super excited. They're really great. and they really cover a lot of topics. And I just thought having students answer these questions from their experiences on campus is really going to be helpful because they've experienced many of these things. So I'm going to start off with one of the most relevant ones, and this question is for Jennifer. So Jennifer, what does a student do if they register for a class and it gets dropped? Do they need to go see their advisor, or is there something else that they should be doing?
Thank you, Madonna. So if a class gets dropped, they definitely need to see an advisor. Or a lot of times we contact registration to find out why it got dropped. That's kind of your first step. And this can be done via email. It can be done in person. And there's a wonderful feature on Backpack where you can actually talk to somebody in advising. So that's a really great feature. But usually when they come in to see me at the kiosk in the Corral building, we send them to registration. And then from there, we kind of get an idea of what's going on and we can send them elsewhere.
Oh, that's great to know, because I think that a lot of times, every time something happens with a class, students think that they need to go to see their advisor. And oftentimes, if we just talk to them a little bit, we understand that maybe their issue isn't really an advising issue, even though it has to do with their class. So thank you for letting me know that the registration center is really a great place to start if you lose your class. Harper, I was wondering, I was wondering if you could explain how a student can get a hold of their advisor if they don't have an appointment and they need to speak to somebody about their class schedule. How do they go about getting in touch with their advisor?
Thank you, Madonna. So to get in touch with your advisor, you would normally email first, is my go-to, email first if you know who you're speaking with. You can also call advising if you go to MCC's website, then services, they'll give you a number for advising. And then specifically about scheduling, if you go into MCC for me, then my backpack, if you go to plan and schedule, there should be a tab that says advising on there. You can leave a note for your advisor. And the key piece after you leave your note and submit it is to hit the review button. That lets them know that there's a message for them and they should be with you. So.
Thank you so much, Harper. So I do know that working with advising, sometimes email, sometimes they, especially at peak registration times, they get a lot of emails. So you can definitely call and schedule an appointment. And I want to touch on something new this year. You might have been in there if you're a student. It's called My Compass, and it's in your MCC for Me apps. And you can go in there and you can look up, you go into My Compass, and then you look up My Success Network. There'll be a little hamburger menu up on the upper left-hand corner. And when you click that, a bunch of options will drop down. And if you choose My Success Network, you will see your advisor, your success coach, all of your instructors, anybody who you currently have a relationship with in the semester. And if they have their calendar set up, which the advisors do, you can schedule an appointment with your advisor for a time that works for you. So that's just another way they can take care of that. And it's new, so Harper might not have had all of that information. And definitely in Backpack, she gives the biggest tip is that you have to submit for review, because otherwise they don't get the notification that you have asked for approval for a class. Thank you so much, Harper. So, Christian, I was wondering if you can tell, I have one of these questions, and Andrea from Financial Aid spoke about it a little bit earlier, but can you talk about if there's opportunities for students to work on campus?
Yes, there are many opportunities for students to work on campus. You can go to student employment to find out more jobs on what they have. They can help you with the federal work study or student assistant jobs. They also can help you with off-campus jobs via the College Central Network.
Okay, great, Christian. So while we're talking about money, we all know that if we work, we need to get paid, and some people get financial aid refunds, and some people need to have they need to know how they can get their money. So can you talk to us about how a student could receive their financial aid refund, or if they work on campus, how they can get paid? You got some information on that?
Yes, so for a student to receive their financial aid refund, you can receive it in 3 methods. You can receive a direct deposit. You can also receive it via a check that will be mailed to your house or wherever you need it to be mailed to. And you can also receive it via a reloadable debit card. To find out how much your refund is or to change any of those methods, you can go to the Student Finance tab in My Backpack and click on the NowNet portal, and it shall take you there and you can find everything out that you need to.
Okay, so you said direct deposit, and so I'm going to just give a little bit more information so a student can sign up for Bear Direct. And if you have Bear Direct, your refund or your check, if you're working on campus, will go directly into your bank account. There's no need to pick up a check or wait for a check or go to the bank. And if you have your debit card with you, you can use that for your refund or your paycheck. So thank you, Christian, for explaining about employment opportunities. I'm going to do a shameless plug. We do have an opening for a peer success advocate. You could find yourself in a box on Zoom, much like this. You can reach out to student employment if you're looking for to work in one of these roles. So Jennifer, we had some students, it's been a long time, and students haven't been on campus, and we have these new grants that are coming from the state of Michigan, which is Michigan Reconnect and Futures for Frontliners. And a lot of people are coming back, and a lot of things really have changed over the years with technology. And I know that we saw a lot of students at the front kiosk who had technology issues and can't get logged into their Mott apps. What do you recommend doing for somebody who cannot get into one of their Mott accounts?
Thank you, Madonna. Well, when they come in, we usually recommend them to call the IT department. We actually have a phone number on there. And if they're on campus and they prefer to talk to someone in person, we actually can send them right to the IT department. It's at the Curtis Mott building. But generally, if they call, they're able to get someone right in. I know there's been some issues with like the Duo Mobile, and that's new to a lot of people returning into the experience of being in college. So it's something that we just send them to IT and where we call, and they're really great. They usually get everything done in about 5 minutes. So it's a wonderful thing.
Thanks so much. So Harper, I need to find out the answer to this question. This question came in, and I'm super excited because I know that you are at all of the rallies that I see. Can you tell me, this viewer has asked, what's one thing you wish someone would have told you before becoming a Mott student?
Thank you, Madonna. I think this has been touched base on a few times, but I wish I would have taken it a little bit more to heart. It's so important to set yourself up to be successful before you need the help. I think that was like my biggest takeaway from the previous semesters. It's always important to reach out for help. Don't be ashamed to reach out for help, but it's always better to start off on the right foot instead of picking yourself up after tripping. So I think I would have taken that a little bit more to heart before I came to Mott and understood that.
So suggesting that people reach out to get what they need before they need it. It's always better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Harper, I know that you are on the volleyball team, thank you, but I want to know why you chose Mott Community College as your college.
I chose Mott because it's a little closer to home. I'm originally from the Flushing area, so I wanted to stay close to family, but also something that really sold me on Mott was how welcoming everyone was and how friendly Mott's community was. It just felt very personal, like everybody wanted me to succeed and wanted to be friends. So that was really nice. I didn't feel like just a random student, like everybody was very attentive to me.
That's great. I love hearing that positivity. It's such an important question, and somebody reached out to ask that I'm also going to ask Jennifer first and then Christian. What is one thing you wish somebody would have told you before you became a Mott student? Jennifer?
I wish they would have told me to plan better with my time. I've done that really well, but I've been on and off at Mott, and that would have been super helpful in the beginning to kind of come in with that time commitment and understanding how, time management works.
Thank you. Christian, can you chime in?
I also agree with Jennifer. Time management is the key. I wish somebody would have told me more of time management and how to manage my time. That's very important for college, I now realize. So yeah.
Well, Christian, you talk about time management. Can you share about how much time you spend preparing for your classes and studying and doing the things that you need to do to be successful with time management?
Yes, I definitely spend a lot of my time preparing for classes, as much time as I can. I do have to take breaks because I don't want to overwhelm myself. That is also a key part in studying, to take breaks and pace yourself, but you still need to get it done. So take as much time as you need and also remember to take those breaks.
Thank you. So Jennifer, I have a question here, and the question is, what are some resources available if I feel overwhelmed in a class or with just things going on?
Thank you, Madonna. So if you feel overwhelmed, I always suggest that you get a hold of your success coach first. The reason being is you can talk to them about, hey, this is what's going on, and they can give you like proper tips to kind of understand, like, are you needing to talk to one of the PSAs, which is the peer success advocates, to kind of help with like time management, or are you feeling overwhelmed? Maybe they can put you in, like, some people need tutoring because they're having a rough time, and that could be the overwhelming feeling. We also can make referrals to the Family Life Center, and there's counseling opportunities. Just talking to somebody sometimes will alleviate these stresses. So we have just a huge wealth of resources. And if they just get a hold of I always push that the success coach, that's the first step, because they kind of have that wealth of knowledge.
So the success coach will be able to get them to those resources, right? The appropriate resources for whatever they're dealing with.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much. Jennifer, I want to continue with you for a minute, because I had a student in my office the other day, and I was telling them about this. Conference, and their question was, I'm really struggling because I'm finding that I'm not like everybody else in my class. We have Michigan Reconnect, and so that's focused for students that are 25 years old and older. So they're coming back to school, and this particular student was talking to me about, I'm the oldest student in my class. And Jennifer, I know that you can speak to that. So will you share some knowledge about that?
Thank you, Madonna. I will. I thought you were talking about me at first. So I've been in classes where I'm the oldest person in that class, and it is intimidating, right? But Mott is such a diverse place, and you have just a range of age. I mean, there's anybody who just graduated high school. There's the Reconnect students like myself, and then you have like a gold card, which is kind of the older group. And it's not bad. I went in, and it's really enriching. It's kind of empowering. Everybody kind of accepts each other. You bring in this wealth of knowledge, and if you don't think you're going to fit in, you do. I mean, I've made friends at Mott, and some of them are younger, some of them are older, some are my age. It's just that there's a huge with Mott, it brings like this perspective, and everybody's perspective is welcome. And I think that especially with age diversity, it's such a just a great opportunity for everybody to gain that knowledge.
Thanks so much for sharing your experience. Christian, I know that for you, your experience has been unique as well, and I think it fits well here. You have been a student at Mott for a year, but you've never been on campus, and I think this is the first time in, history we've had students that some of them are now coming back to campus or coming to campus for the first time, and they're like, I've been a student for a year, but I don't know where to go. So Christian, what's it like being a student completely remote? Do you still have opportunities to connect with other students in your classes?
Yes, there are many opportunities I get to connect with other students. Many events are virtual, so I can connect that way. I can also contact any other students if I need their help or if they need my help in any class I'm in. It has been a bit challenging online because I haven't seen some of these people face to face, but doing this virtually, it's definitely helped me for the most part.
Okay, thank you so much. So I want to put out there that if you aren't aware, we have a child care center on campus. It's new. If you were here for the presentation for the Family Life Center, I think there was some information in there. But if you're looking for child care, especially for winter, I'm not sure if they have any spots left for fall, but if you're looking for child care, it's available. We have it here on campus, and it's a beautiful facility. We have individuals who are certified, highly trained and certified. So if you're looking for childcare, please check into our Early Childhood Learning Center. They have a curriculum, they're state approved. I just can't talk about how wonderful this program is, and it is available to students. And oftentimes there are grants available to help cover the cost of childcare. So if you're a returning student with children, that might be a really good place for you to look if you need some childcare. So Harper, earlier today, Allie was talking about clubs and organizations. And can you talk about any clubs or organizations that you're familiar with on campus or that exist?
So I am part of the volleyball team here at Mott, which is very exciting. I love playing. And then I am also part of Feminist League, which I just recently joined. Allie kind of led me that way. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's a cool way to get involved. I am still browsing to look for more places to get involved. Allie had mentioned looking through our list of clubs here at Mott, so I'm definitely going to check that out to get a few more ideas. But I would definitely say check out the list, as I'm going to, just to get involved and do that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I know we have lots of clubs. We have some that are based on your major. We have some that are based on your interests, and I'm going to continue the theme. They still want a squirrel watching club. So we have lots of squirrels on campus. They are friendly. They come up to people. They come up to our office windows. Some employees feed them. You know, they're city squirrels. They're city squirrels. Did I say mouse? Squirrel. Squirrel. Anyways, Jennifer, can you talk a little bit about, so we're going to keep it light, but we talked about what's your favorite thing on campus, what somebody wished you would have known before you came to campus. But can you tell me one of the things you wish you could change if you were the ruler for the day about things at Mott?
Thank you, Madonna. I don't really have a lot of negative things about Mott to say, but I didn't mean that but in a bad way, but parking can be kind of difficult. But that's at every, I think, college you go to. But Mott parking, if you want to park close, that seems to be sometimes an obstacle at certain parts of the day where everybody has class. But there is ample parking if you want to get some steps in on your Fitbit. But it's kind of a cool thing. It's not horribly negative, but it's made me come to class nice and early because I want to get a good spot. So if you have a problem with time management, having an issue with the parking will help you because you'll get to school early, find a great parking space, and then you get to class. So it's kind of it's not super negative, but it's kind of a little positive effect.
So yeah, parking definitely, our business, you know, we have ample parking. It's just, it's spread around the campus. So if you learn where your classes are and you find out where the closest parking ramp is, it might not always be in the same spot depending on which building your classroom is on which day. So I'm looking to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Let me take a quick look at this list. Oh, here's a good one. Harper, how does a student get in contact with their success coach or their peer success advocate?
Thank you, Madonna. I definitely recommend using My Compass to reach out to a success coach or your PSA, just because it will show you your entire success team and you can kind of decide who you would like to reach out to. Another way is just through email. I know Jessica had touched base on this. They send out an email once a week, usually on Mondays, so you should have an email ready to go and you can just reply to that. I think both of those are good ways, but I'll definitely try My Compass on MCC for me.
Thank you so much. And oh, here's one. Jennifer, Allie even talked about this, so maybe that's what prompted this question. But Jennifer, what leadership opportunities are available to students on campus? Allie talked about how important it was to take on leadership roles. Can you talk about some of them that might be available?
I sure can, Madonna. So the leadership roles that we have, they're pretty great. We have different clubs, organizations. We have an honor society. We have leadership on campus as well. And that goes with a lot of our clubs. You can, you know, I'm actually a treasurer for the Culture Exploration Student Association. So there's, I mean, just a wealth of leadership there. You can volunteer on campus. Family Life Center has volunteer opportunities. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities all over campus. Peer success advocates, we're kind of leaders. That's kind of great. Also, you have community outreach. So there's just a wonderful wealth of leadership there if you're looking for leadership opportunities.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Brian, could you start the slideshow, please? Thank you. So at this point, I want to ask, we're going to have each of the success advocates do a little bit of an introduction, and then I'm going to talk about the coaches so that you see their faces and you get to know them personally. They've answered your questions. Now they're going to let you know a little bit about themselves. So advocates, after you're done speaking, please ask for the slide to be advanced, next slide, and then he will do that for you. And then the next person on screen will go. So Jennifer, go ahead.
Thank you, Madonna. So I am a peer success advocate. I am actually a Reconnect student at Mott College. I am married and have 3 children, and they're all in college. I also have 2 dogs who are like my 4th and 5th children. I wanted to throw them in there as a shameless plug. So I kind of wanted to give like this awesome kind of PSA, which is the peer success advocate shout out. So when I came to Mott, when I came back, I didn't know I was even going to be working on campus. And I went into student employment just to get like a general position. And actually student employment actually recommended this job. And I was like, well, okay. And then I talked to Dr. Madonna and here I am. And it's been absolutely rewarding. This has been probably the most rewarding of jobs I've ever had in my life. And you see, I had a lot of personal growth. I have a great mentor, shameless plug again, and a lot of personal growth, and I have a lot of professional growth. As you can see in this lovely this virtual conference we're doing, this was something our team worked on together, and it was just a beautiful outcome. I never thought I'd be doing this, so it's amazing. It's empowering, and we empower others, and that's what I like about this job. We don't lead somebody, we lead them by example. It's just really strong. And we kind of help people help themselves. So we give them the skills to be a person and to be a great student. And those skills build them into a better, student, and then to finishing the program and just having an enriching life. So we do all those things. With the peer success advocacy, things just kind of fell into place for us, the students. And I just love my job. And I think the biggest thing for me talking about this is our team is just a wonderful team. And all the other slides are gonna have those other team members on there. And I just want to say that we have big goals for everybody. And when I look at this, I look at big picture. So we want to get these students, we want to get them to be successful, but we also want to get them to graduate and to just keep moving forward and to build those skills that make them who they are and that they can feel proud of themselves. So thank you. And next slide.
Hello, my name is Christian Dunn. I am a peer success advocate. I started in June, and I love helping others be as successful as they can and be their best selves possible. Interesting fact about me is I have 10 brothers and sisters, and I'm from Oxford, Michigan. I've always wanted to go to college, but I faced many trials, and one being told that I could not always go to college. So I am here at college now, and I'm proving them wrong by completing college in a way. The thing that helped me really most is the Monday motivational emails I would get from my success coach. This is my third semester, so I started this job in the middle of the summer semester. But getting those motivational Monday emails with resources and positivity quotes, it just helped me a lot. And the thing I love most about our success team is how diverse it is. I know they said it before, but we have people from every area of the college here to help us and help you. And we can always rely on each other to help each other and become our best selves possible. I have also grown a lot in this job professionally and personal growth. As I finish, I want to say, please remember that we are here for you. Our contact information will be up in a few slides, but we are here for you. Contact us, email us, and we'll help you on your journey to success. And next slide, please.
Hi, everyone. My name's Harper. I'm the newest addition to the PSA team, and I just want to say how excited I am to be a part of it. Fun fact about me is I love to read. My favorite book is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I also really like art. Can't say I'm the best at it, but I like it. I just want to talk about how excited I am and what really drew me into being a part of the PSA team. I really struggled in school. I'll say that very honestly. I struggled in school my first few semesters here at Mott. And I did have to have that hard conversation with one of the success coaches. I was very nervous to explain that. But after doing it, I realized how supportive and helpful they were to me, how I didn't need to be scared. They were very happy to help. And I understand the impact they have firsthand from that personal experience. And as Jennifer had mentioned, it really pushes you to have a lot of growth. I am now doing much better in school. I plan ahead. I do a lot better. So I just like to say, really utilize the resources that the success teams are giving to you. Definitely answer your Motivational Monday quotes and questions. Take advantage of that because this team really is here to help. It's very exciting to be a part of it.
Next slide, please. So on your screen now, you should see the contact information for each of the PSAs. I encourage you to take a picture of the screen, and I want to take a moment and thank Harper and Jennifer and Christian because you're brave and you're kind, and you've answered a lot of questions that I think many students have. And I know this was not easy. I push you guys outside of your comfort zone so that you can grow and be ready for the next step of your journey. And I really think you guys have done a fantastic job, all the way from your speeches that you just gave and sharing about yourself, all the way through. I just want to give a reminder that these peer success advocates really planned this conference. And that's a big leadership step. You guys are fantastic. And if I was a student, I would definitely want to reach out to one of you guys for some help and some support. And that's what I'm going to encourage all students to do, is to reach out to your peer success advocates. They're available, they're on campus. And if you can't remember who they are, we're going to give you another layer of support that's going to be able to help you. And they can put you in contact with your success coach also, or your success advocate also. Next slide, please. So that's me. I'm the lead success coach. And if you can't remember who your peer success advocate or your your success coach, if you can't remember who they are, you can contact me. There are no other Madonnas on campus, so I don't get away with anything, but you can reach out. Just look in the directory for Madonna Jackson. I've worked at Mott for about 15 years. I've had several different roles. My favorite role has been any role that is helping students. I will say that this role that I'm in right now, as working with the success team, both the students and the coaches, has been my favorite role at the college. So it's an exciting time to be a part of this team. Next slide, please. All of the success coaches couldn't be with us today, and we really wanted to focus on the peer success advocates. As I mentioned earlier, and as Jessica spoke about earlier, there are 4 teams, and you are automatically assigned to a team. If you are a Mott student, you have a team. You will see on screen now, we have Miss Sharonda Love Wilson. She is the success advocate for team 1, or no, success coach for team 1. We've been on advocates all day. I apologize. She's the newest success coach to the team. However, she's not the newest employee at Mott. She's worked at Mott for about 5 years, and she took on this role because before she worked in admissions, and she didn't get to help students all the way through the process. She said that she took this role so that she could see what it's like to help a student from start to end. And that's really a success coach's role. They will be with you from the day that you apply to the college, and they will be with you through graduation. So they're really going to be the person that's going to be consistent for you to help answer questions. And so if you get an email Monday morning from Sharonda Love Wilson, you are on team 1, and Sharonda's your success coach. Next slide, please. We have team 2. The student success coach is Dan Stewart. Dan has worked at the college for quite some time. He says being a success coach is his passion. He loves helping people become more successful. He's done this work in several different roles. This is a new challenge for him. He's been working in student services for about a decade now. Dan is the success coach for all City of Flint students. So if you have a zip code in the City of Flint, you will get your information from Dan. And I asked each of them to share something special. He says that his dad is from Trinidad, but he was born in Flint, and he has 5 brothers and 5 sisters. So a family of 10. I think that's the second time we heard that today, family of 10. So team 2, Dan Stewart. Next slide, please. You've met Jessica if you were on earlier today. Jessica is our success coach for team 3. She is has been with the college for around 4 years, I believe, and she has 2 cats. I'm not going to try to say their names because I'm pretty sure I'll mess it up. And every Christmas holiday tradition is rereading the entire Harry Potter series. I can't imagine trying to do that. It's a lot of books. It's a lot of reading. So Jessica will be here to support you if you are on team 3. And I will tell you, team 3 is primarily if you live outside of Genesee County. So many of you who are outside of Genesee County, you will get emails from Jessica Bixel, and you can reach out to her, and she is your success coach. Next slide, please. And then we have Roger Christensen. You may have seen him before. He is the lead baseball coach, the head baseball coach. He played collegiate baseball at Mott. He's a former Mott student. He met his wife at Mott. They have a beautiful daughter. They have some dogs. And yes, he's also a Harry Potter fan. His dog is Griffin, short for Gryffindor, for the Harry Potter fans. So Roger's from Team 4, and you will get emails from him if you are on Team 4. So if you're wondering how to find out who your success coach is, go into your email and type in Motivational Monday. And once you type that in, you'll get the response and see who it's from. If it's from Roger, you're on Team 4. If it's from Jessica, you're on Team 3. If it's from Dan, you're on Team 2. And if it's from Sharonda, you're on Team 1. I encourage you to reach out to your success coaches. They can help you. They're here for you. I want to take this moment to say thank you to all of you who took the time out of your day to join us. I want to remind you that this will be available to watch in full in the future on the Success Coaching website. So if you missed a part and you want to go back, it'll be available. We'll send out an email to those who registered, letting you know when it's available. And then I also want to remind you of the next session, which will be the last session, which will be Tuesday, the 23rd. I want to encourage you all to attend, and you will get a new live stream email for that. I hope you've enjoyed your day, and I hope you've learned some things and met some people that you feel you can relate to. I hope you have a great weekend, and most of all, I hope you have a fantastic, successful semester.